Hi, welcome to another edition of Wednesday Wisdom, where we share tips and ideas on how you too can build your brand and your business through the power of live events. My name is Anna Oshrov, and today I'm going to chat to you about how to use your webinar to sell your program. Now, I just finished running a webinar, Basics to Business Masterclass. And during this masterclass, one of our participants asked me exactly that question. How do I sell my program through this forum, through this medium? And that is a great question. My answer was we use our webinar as part of the sales funnel or as a step within our sales funnel in order to sell our program. So today, I'm going to give you some tips, or really 7 steps that we need to follow in order to be able to sell your program through a webinar. Are you ready? All right, let's begin. Number 1 is we need to set up the program on our website. Make sure that we have a landing page, make sure that we have a registration page to funnel people into. So that would be step number 1. That way it gives us clarity around what our program is. It gives us an idea of what our costs are. It helps us to learn how to talk about our program. So we set our program up on our website through a landing page and or a registration page. Number 2 is we set up a webinar. So we create the webinar content that's going to align with the content of our program. A good way to think about this is that our webinar is going to be teaching people what to do, whilst the program is going to teach people how to do that or how to implement it. So making sure we create the webinar in alignment with the program, the webinar showing you what to do, the program teaching you how to do it or how to implement it. Number 3 is an ongoing process. Number 3 is all around positioning ourselves and marketing ourselves as the expert in what it is that our program teaches. So if your program is around self-mastery, you're an expert in self-mastery. If your program is around marketing, you're an expert in marketing. Really, really positioning ourselves in our promo, in our marketing, in our personal branding as the expert in the field for what your program result or delivery will be. And that's all around ongoing marketing ourselves as an expert. Number 4 is actually running the webinar. And whilst we're running the webinar, we need to seed the program. So this is where we start to talk about our program early on in our webinar to start getting our audience used to the fact that this is not it. There is a program that we want to be talking about later on. Step number 5 is actually pitching the program. So you seed the program during your webinar, and at the end of your webinar, your call to action is pitching your program to your live audience, ideally with an opportunity to engage and to get them to make a purchase decision to register straight away in the room. So that's number 5 is pitch. Number 6 is what happens after your webinar. So after your webinar, we need to continue the conversation with our webinar participants about our program. So the next step is really around communicating with them via email, communicating with them via an exploratory sales conversation or exploratory call to see what they thought of the webinar and if your program is going to be right for them, really nurturing them into making a conversion, making that purchase decision. And the final step in this process is to, after the program, so once the program is finished, to really showcase the program results from your participants. So showcase your participants, use social proof, showcase who they are and what they've achieved by attending your program. So there you have it. That are 7 steps or 7 tips on how to use a webinar to sell your program. Number 1 is making sure that we set up the program on our website. Number 2 is creating the webinar in alignment with our program. Number 3 is all around marketing ourselves as the experts in the field for our program. Number 4 is seeding, so running the webinar and then seeding the program during the webinar. Number 5 is pitching the program at the end. Number 6 is communicating with our webinar audience afterwards via email, via sales. And finally, after you've completed your program, using your participants or showcasing your participants as social proof to showcase what they've achieved, who they are, and what results they've achieved from participating in your program. So there you have it. I'm Anna Osharov. Thanks so much for tuning in to another Wednesday Wisdom, where we share tips and ideas on how you too can build your brand and your business through the power of live events. As always, I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. If you've liked it, please give me a thumbs up, share it, give us some feedback on this information. Thank you so much for tuning in. And as always, you were born to influence your industry. See you later.